Hello and salud to all my friends at Majestic. I'm Laura Catena from Catena Zapata in Mendoza, Argentina. And guess what I am drinking? Of course, I am having some beautiful Argentine malbec. And you know why malbec is so famous? It's a variety that is 2,000 years old, just like Pinot Noir. It dates back to the Roman times. But it was famous in France, especially in Bordeaux, where the Grand Crus are made, because it allowed to soften the Cabernet Sauvignon. So what's beautiful about Malbec is that it has this beautiful deep, rich color, lots of aromatics, depending on higher altitude, more mineral red fruit, lower altitude, maybe riper, more jammy, but always very, very smooth tannins. So a little bit about my family story. Our winery was founded by Nicola Catena, my great-grandfather who came from Italy to Argentina with a dream of planting a vineyard, making wine and raising a family. And I am his great-granddaughter, today running the winery. I don't think he would have imagined that, because you know, in the old Italian tradition, it's the son that follows the son and the son and the son, but now the daughter. And I love working with my papa, Nicolas Catena, who maybe some of you have met. He is known as the pioneer of Malbec, the person who brought Malbec back to life, because it was a variety that was almost extinct. It was being pulled out in Argentina and forgotten in France, but he brought it back to life when he was inspired to make a great Malbec in the 1980s. And I've been working with him for a very long time. I started my career as a medical doctor in emergency, but then I did both careers, medicine and wine, for many years. And now I'm working full time with my papa, who is just the greatest inspiration. He is just a wonderful person to work with, who respects the land and the people, and a great boss to me and to all the people at Catena. So let me tell you a little bit about the wines that we are tasting today. So we've got the Catena Chardonnay. And remember, we were talking about high altitude wine in Mendoza because we have the Andes Mountains. And so Chardonnay is a variety that's early ripening. And if you want a nice crisp Chardonnay with a little bit of texture, you need to be at high altitude, because you will have the cool climate and the beautiful sunlight that the Chardonnay needs. You can also, of course, get great climate for Chardonnay in places like Burgundy, where it's also quite cool. But in Mendoza, for Chardonnay, you need to go to the high altitude. And that is where we plant our Chardonnay. I want to show you a picture of one of our vineyards with all the snow. And so you can see not any palm trees here. It's just the beautiful soil with the snow and the sunlight, and just perfect for making wine. And also very important, the well-drained soils. I want to show you some of this calcium carbonate, and these stones are very good for the drainage and to make these more mineral and crisp and beautiful Chardonnay. So we already talked about the Catena Malbec, and this is a wine that is an assemblage from high altitude. So it's selections of plants from our family planted at different altitudes and blended. And what's wonderful about that is that when you blend the cool climate fruit, which has more violets and florals and minerality, with the riper, warmer climate, you put that together and you have what I call Chanel number 5, you know, the perfect combination. And then you also have the Catena Alta Malbec, and this is a special selection from historic rows in our vineyards, older vines, the special places in the vineyard that make the best wines. And again, it's also a high altitude blend. And maybe you don't know this, but Catena means chain in Italian, and Alta means high. And last but not least is a wine named after my great-grandmother Nicasia from the Nicasia vineyard in the Uco Valley. And this is a real treat, because this wine is so rich and smooth and loving. And that is exactly how my great-grandmother was. So to end, I hope to invite you to Mendoza to come visit us. And here I show you a picture of the winery, which is shaped like a pyramid. So please enjoy the day, drink wine, relax. And you can pair Malbec with barbecue, but also with vegetarian dishes with mushrooms, and actually also with curry. That's one of my favorite combinations. So a big kiss, un beso y un abrazo, and see you soon in Mendoza, I hope. I'm Laura Catena from Catena Zapata.